Well, I think that actually, as a matter of fact, as you said, Paula, some points of the aids that the United States government can give us are good, and some others are not that good. For example, looking to the cultural point, I don't think that like help or aid will do anything like benefit for us, because first of all, the American culture is like really easygoing. Is actually I don't like it very much. There is a lack of values. There is a lack of other things that we have as Colombians, and as a political influence, I guess it's like the biggest democracy in the world. So I guess it will be like a policeman, or will help us with all our corruption problems, I guess, in order to improve our institutions. In natural resources, I think that probably the United States government will increase the investment in Colombia in order to exploit them with a lot of responsibility. And of course, in security, for example, it could provide us a lot of support with technology, because they are like the higher potency in the world, so they will give us a lot of technology in that.
Yeah, well, there is a topic that you mentioned, that is the natural resources. I think it's very important because, for example, Colombia is one of the countries with the most rich in natural resources like water, and also we have the Amazonas. So I think that the part that the USA is playing, the role that he is playing in developing, in wanting to get that natural resources, also could be seen as a negative impact, because it's a very well developed country that is always searching for their personal benefits and their own benefits, maybe not thinking in what damage they may cause here in this country. And for example, there's another topic that Paula talks about, and is the one that there has to be some rules and some policies that have to be changed. But I think it's normal, because for example, if you want to go to the OMC or to these international institutions, there are some policies like the minimum policy you have to follow. You have to make your country to follow in order to work, to these alliances to work. So yeah, maybe it's complicated if it change that rules, that policies from the constitution, but there are some that should be made, there are some that should be changed. So that's what I think.
But the thing is that not all countries work the same way. We cannot work the same way they do, because, for example, talking about natural resources, the U.S. has the biggest levels of contamination in all the world. So I would think that they would probably want us to change our way of managing our natural resources. For example, we have a lot of free fields in different regions, for example, the Amazon. And currently you can see how different enterprises are starting to change the way they work, so they can be kind of in the same level as the United States because of the technology. So they are starting to destroy the environment, so they can create different, for example, hydroelectrical enterprises, and that kind of destroys the environment. So I think that's related to the influence the Americans have in our culture. So if they are developing different technologies, we have to follow them. But we don't have to, because our country functions different way that they do. They're big, they are the biggest economy of the world, and we don't. We're just a country that is in pure development. So we need to focus on different problems that we have currently. So in the future we can work as they do. But we cannot follow their rules, as they say, because they have different rules to what we are used to. So I believe that's a negative influence.
Well, actually, I think that what you were saying about the natural resources, I think that you are stand in a very extreme position, because I don't know if you know that mostly of the enterprises that exploit our natural resources here in Colombia are not American, are mostly Canadian, are Australian, and obviously that could happen, what you said, but with out of control. We have to be like very responsible in that area. We have to be watching those enterprises in order to give like the control that area needs. For example, I don't know if you know, for a country as Australia, that country survive from its natural resources, from coal, iron. They don't have oil, but actually they have a lot of natural resources, mostly mining resources. So they explode it, and you don't. Well, actually, I haven't heard about environmental problems in Australia. Yeah, for example, I don't know if you know that in the United States they have like a lot of petroleum fields. They actually are producing like 8,000 barrels per. I don't know if that is per year, but there's a lot. It's actually 8 times the amount of oil we produce here in Colombia, and they don't have, well, besides the problem in the Gulf, that is like not is not I think that is usual, because it was a engineer problem that is out of our discussion, but they don't have like those problems that you say that they could come here and make it. So I don't know, maybe with lack of control that could be like very negative, but with control it will be like very positive.
Okay, guys, that's great. Thank you very much.
No,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.